Did Usher get paid for the Super Bowl? Technically, no.
What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'?
The power of leverage. Did Usher get paid for the Super Bowl? Technically, no. Okay? Technically, no. But did he get paid? Yes, he did. And he got married. You know what? Congratulations. Apple Music, and this has been floating around on Instagram, Twitter, or X, Threads, all that stuff. Apple Music pays $50 million to sponsor the halftime show. And all the performers get paid $0. You know what I mean? $0. But it's such a fire move that majority of artists will not say no to this opportunity. Not only can you reach about 115 million people per se, up or down around that situation, but there is so many things you can do. Now, I will say, Rihanna could, if she wasn't pregnant, I felt like she could have leveraged the Super Bowl so much more. So we have to use Usher as a clear example of how to leverage free. Okay? And of course, I don't want you guys to think about it from a standpoint of, let's say, like, yo, we're never going to get on the Super Bowl. I don't want y'all to think that. What I do want y'all to think is, what is your quote unquote stage? What is your platform? Even if it's a live, even if it's a collab post, like what are we having set up for when we do collab? My point is, when we are going on these free platforms with a collaboration with a person who has higher numbers, higher reach, how are we setting it up for success? Or are we just here to say thank you for the opportunity? What Usher did was set himself up for success. So the actual post says, Apple Music pays the NFL $50 million annual to sponsor the Super Bowl halftime, but Usher won't get any of that money. Instead, he performs for free, leveraging the exposure to gain followers, sell tickets, and increase streaming numbers. Here's how it works. Now, who are some of the performers that did exactly this? We got Prince, rest in peace, Prince. Michael Jackson, rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Bruce Springsteen, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, Rolling Stones, Rihanna, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all these people that we love, right? And now Usher, and none of them got paid, okay? Actually, when you see the breakdown where it says, hey, the NFL signs $50 million sponsored deal, the artist gets 15 mil production budget. So all the things that you saw that Usher was doing, he paid that with the budget. May pay a little bit more depending on how it happened, right? Now, this budget covers about like 2,000 to 3,000 part-time workers. And still, majority of some of these artists still come out of pocket. If y'all remember, The Weeknd paid about 7 mil. Dr. Dre paid about the same amount. But let's break that down, because we just talked about Kanye, right? To where if 115 million people watch the Super Bowl, and regular smegular people, regular brands, not smegular people, because we don't have 7 mil for a 30-second joint, at least yet. Okay, let's say that. But if regular brands spend 7 mil on a 30-second ad, and let's say Usher spends 7 mil of his own money, right? He just spent for 13 minutes uninterrupted of pure exposure to 115 million people. Probably more based off the whatchamacallit, the replay that they put up on YouTube, and how all these other clips are circulating and that whole night. So the reach, even though say 100, 115, 120, 130, however many people clocked in for the Super Bowl, it's probably going to be way more based off the clips that's going on, based off the replays, the endless amount of interviews that are going to be popping up that's going to use it as B-roll. So the 7 mil is probably nothing to what this is going to be, right? So when in this post it says, hey, Justin Timberlake saw about a 534% increase in his music sales after Super Bowl 52, right? Travis Scott doubled his fee. Now, granted, price just went up for Usher. Price went up last year for Rihanna. Price went up for any performer of the Super Bowl. You have to look at also, I'm going to flip it back to your stuff, right? Based off certain opportunities that you may get for free and they won't pay you, it still allows you to up your price. Keep that in mind when we're talking about the exposure situation and whether I say yay or nay to these opportunities. Can I up my price? That's one of the things you gotta think in your mind, right? So he upped his price from 500K to 1 mil. Let's do an air horn on that. Jennifer Lopez. Now, this one, I mean, we talking about numbers, and then they said 3 mil extra Instagram followers for Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Cool. Now, shout out to Rihanna, because I do believe last year was really dope for the simple fact that her searches for Fenty Beauty went up 833%. That's not light. You know what I mean? That's not light at all. But of course, number one most streamed globally, 17 songs on the top 40 on Spotify, gained 3 mil on Instagram, and like I said, the Fenty Beauty searches went up 833%. I would love to know how much did that bring in. He came out with an album, right? Came out with an album. Boom, that dropped. Came out with his concert dates, like several cities. That came out. He came out with merch. Right when he finished performing, the merch dropped. Right? Then he got married. Right? Wild. But can we talk about this Alicia Keys moment that has everybody in a chokehold? So, Usher got a little friendly, but he knew that would get talked about. Okay? That would get talked about. We're not gonna play like Alicia Keys and Usher didn't know what that moment would do. People were going to talk. So even if it was a good performance, the good performance is going to circulate, but also the collaborations are going to circulate. That her performance, fire, right? But this part is going to circulate even more because it brings up controversy. And so this is actually getting more shine a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. It's gonna get a little bit more shine than the actual performance. So let me cover the memes. Let me cover the entertainment with the music. Let me cover the collaborations, because maybe if I didn't do good this today, maybe her did good. Maybe Alicia Keys did good. Maybe will.i.am would. Luda, Little John. Maybe they would do good. Or maybe they would do something that would create clips. Everything was strategic to bring maximum exposure to this particular performance. This is all strategic. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. As everybody has something to say about it, Swizz Beatz said something too. Swizz Beatz said, y'all talking about the wrong damn thing. Y'all do see the amazing dress that covered the entire stadium. Tonight's performance was nothing but amazing from two amazing quote-unquote giants. Keep that in mind. Congrats to Usher and my love Alicia Keys. The song is classic. We don't do negative vibes on this side. We make history. See you giants in Brooklyn Museum. Mind you, Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz have an art exhibit happening in Brooklyn Museum called Giants. You know what I mean? So everything is done strategic. Let me not only bring exposure to the performance, and I know this is going to get click if I hug on you tight, but you have something coming up too. So let's create a moment so people can continue to talk about it. So when they see if you're going to have a response, and now you're promoting the Brooklyn Museum, and now they're waiting for a response from Swizz Beatz, and he's promoting Brooklyn Museum. This is all done strategically. We're not playing like this is not done strategically. I know what we're talking about. So shout out to Usher. I wanted to break that down because we could get caught up in the actual Super Bowl and the entertainment side of it and how good it was, because it was. But what are the lessons that we're pulling from it? From how to leverage free, how to have things set up for when we do end up on a big platform. And the big platform don't have to be Super Bowl. The big platform can be somebody you collaborate that have mad numbers, mad reach, can put you on stage in front of thousands of people, right? Whatever, or even 50 people, just more than what you've had. How do we leverage free? How do we leverage the collaborations to where we're making moments that people will continue to talk about after the thing is done? You feel me? Shout out to Queen B. She's like, yo, that's straight genius. I'm just saying. This is all done strategically. It's all done strategically. You feel me? All done.